What's the most sales you've made in a day? What's the best day you've had?
Best day I've had. I remember it well. It took place about 3 blocks from here, over at the
We're in San Diego.
At the San Diego Fitness Expo. 16 sales in about 6 hours.
What's up, you guys? Welcome back to Funnel Hackers. My name's Matt, and in this video we're switching it up a little bit. I have today my brother Adam, who's going to be talking to us a little bit about sales, because that is mainly what he does in his profession. So I wrote down 10 questions. We're going to try to do 10 questions and 10 answers within 10 minutes. So we're going to jump right in, and you'll get to know Adam more in the process of this interview. So question number 1, Adam, is why did you choose sales?
Yeah, so to be honest, I didn't really choose sales. Sales kind of chose me. After I had finished playing Division I baseball over in Nevada, I ended up dropping out because I realized it wasn't something that I wanted to do for the rest of my life.
Right.
And that's really the question that I was constantly asking myself. So I jumped online and I applied to everything. I mean, everything. CVS, Pizza Hut, Domino's, like you name it, I was applying for it. No college degree, not a single job worked before, and I remember I came across a job that was doing kiosk sales, and it had a really fancy name. It was brand ambassador. So I thought it was a big deal, right?
Make a lot of money.
Yeah, make a lot of money. So I ended up applying for the job. They were the only one that called me back.
CVS, Pizza Hut didn't call you back?
Nope, didn't want it. Could have had it. So yeah, a couple days later, they called me back. I got on the phone with them, and about 2 weeks later, I was working at a kiosk at the Mission Valley Mall.
Mission Valley, that's in Orange County.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, so question number 2, how long before you got comfortable selling products? So you're in a mall now, and how long does it take before, because this is your first job, right?
Yeah.
No job in high school, no job in college.
No.
Right out of college, dropout, first job. How long does it take before you get comfortable doing it?
You know, I was confident, but I wasn't comfortable. Mm-hmm. So I had the confidence. I knew I could do it, but I still had the nerves. I still got the sweats. Still got the adrenaline rush.
Right.
And yet I kind of thrived off that. I kind of loved that feeling, because you don't get that from your average 9 to 5. Mm-hmm. So I would say it was about probably a few hours before I really started to get the hang of it and started to realize, okay, it's not really just about being comfortable. It's about having a script, having a process to put each of your customers through. And that's when I began to really gain some leverage on in the sales field.
Right. No, definitely. That's perfect, actually, leading us into our third question, which is, what is the hardest sale that you've made? Now, it could have came at that job. It could have come at the ones more recently. What is, in your mind, the hardest? Could be a person, could be a time of day, place to sell at, maybe is super hard to sell. Give us a little insight on what was the hardest sale you made.
The hardest sale I've ever made, it was at the Pomona County Tattoo Expo. There's a really, really big dude just tatted up. They actually had a live band, and I'm yelling my pitch to these people. Try not to spit. And this guy comes over, and he told me that, he's like, you're full of crap, dude. He's like, this is a scam. I said, listen, what if I get my boss on the phone right now? If you talk to my boss, will you buy it? He said, yes. I called my boss 7 times in front of this guy. Boss picked up, said, yeah, I'm Adam Kirk's boss. He bought right on the spot.
Wow.
It's just credibility.
That quick? I wonder why, though. Why he needed that clarification.
To be honest, I think he would have bought regardless, but he just wanted to see me struggle.
And you're yelling, try not to spit.
Yeah.
Okay, so trying to keep this thing moving. So number 4, what's the most sales you've made in a day? What's the best day you've had?
Best day I've had. I remember it well. It took place about 3 blocks from here, over at the
We're in San Diego.
At the San Diego Fitness Expo. 16 sales in about 6 hours. My close rate that day was over 50%.
How many people did you talk to? So
that day I brought a clicker. I bring a clicker on how many people I talked to and how many people that buy. That day I talked to, I think it was like 382 that I actually talked to. And then I think it was about 40 or 50 of them actually stopped and listened to me.
So you got your pitch in on like 40 to 50 people.
Exactly.
And you almost closed 20.
Yes.
16. So yeah, your close rate was like 40%.
Yeah, it's too much math for me. All I know is I made 16 sales that day.
That's impressive. Okay, so number 5, what do you do to make yourself a better salesman?
Oh man, people say knowledge is power, but it's really not about the power. It's about the potential to have power in your field, to be an expert in your field. So a lot of the things that I use to get better is, yes, I listen to the mentors, the gurus, I read the books, I go through the courses, But I'd say the most important thing that I focus on is understanding everything there is to know about my product. We live in a day of information, a day where I can Google anything and get the answer within seconds.
Right.
So before someone comes in, before a consumer comes into your shop, they know everything about your product because they're doing research, especially if it's a high-ticket product. So it's my job to know everything about it, including things that they don't know, so I can provide value in the sale.
Oh yeah, especially since they've already potentially looked into this product, depending on whether it's high ticket or low ticket.
Exactly.
They want to know what they're going to buy, and so obviously as a salesman, it's your job to know even more. That's awesome. Okay, so jumping right into the next question, who is someone that inspires you to be better at sales?
You know, there's a lot of gurus out there. The person that inspires me the most is Grant Cardone, only because of one phrase. Yes, he's great at sales. There's a lot of people out there who have taught me a lot. The reason I like Grant Cardone, the reason he inspires me the most, is because of his quote on success is your moral and ethical obligation. It is your duty. And when I look at success as my duty, as my obligation, from a moral and ethical standpoint, I don't see work as work.
And I actually talked about Grant in one of my last videos, kind of on raw content footage, and Grant was one of the people that I brought up because not only is he great at sales, but he's also great at creating and producing lots of content. Number 6, 7? Oh, I think we're on number 7. Okay, what is the biggest challenge in sales, in your opinion? So not necessarily yours, but the biggest overall challenge as a salesman or woman.
That's easy. The biggest challenge, it's all up here. It's extremely psychological because every single sales field, it's the same thing. You have a quota, and then you hit that quota, and then it goes back to zero.
Right.
Over and over again, week to week, month to month,
Day to
quarter
day.
to quarter, day to day.
You have a great day, one day. Like you're
Yeah.
16 sales in a day, and then the next day you're like...
2 sales.
2 sales.
You know, I mean, it really
just
is...
kills your ego just like that.
Yeah, it does. It keeps you humble. But that's the hardest part, is the psychological part of it, and that's why every day you got to understand that every day is your moral and ethical duty to go after, to go get it.
Yeah,
one more.
Absolutely. No, it really is. It's mental, completely mental. I mean, I'm not sure if anybody on the channel knows, my first 2 jobs actually were sales, and so I kind of have a little bit of experience in the sales field, but not nearly as much as Adam. And Adam has like studied scripts and just made himself an incredible salesman. So the next question is, are all sales jobs the same? So you've had a couple different sales jobs. Are they all the same in your opinion?
So, no, not every sales job is the same, but every sale is the same. Now, I just want to address that. A lot of people disagree because there's different price points and products and demographics. When we say every sale is the same, that means you need to have a process that remains the same for every sale that you put your customer through. Right? So although you're going to be in different jobs selling different products, every sale is the same, not every sales job.
Every process is very similar.
Exactly.
Some are longer, some are shorter, but they're all
either way, you need a
structured.
funnel that you run your customer through, and the more people you get through that funnel, the more sales you're going to get.
Yeah. No, that's actually a great answer. And what advice would you give to a young salesman or woman, let's say jumping into the sales industry?
I would say every young rookie who's ever watched a movie like, The Wolf of Wall Street, they think they're going to go in and just dominate it by talking fast and slick. Here's what you need to understand. Salesmen get a bad representation because people think that we're out to get them for their credit card.
Oh yeah.
It's my job to provide a service to you, to provide a value to you. So I would say the biggest thing for rookies is mindset, and knowing that if you come into this game with the obligation to serve people, to connect customers with the right product at the right price, you are going to have unbelievable success, way more success, both present and down the road, than the rookie who comes in, thinks that he can sly talk through customers and make a quick buck while he's at it.
Yeah, I know, because and that's one thing I know, me coming from sales, I'll walk into a mall or Costco, and I'll see somebody right there that's already trying to approach me, or I'll want to hear what their pitch is to me, and half the time they don't even pitch me because they think I'm younger, I'm not going to buy a product from them, they're cherry picking. It's not all the numbers game.
Yeah, you have to see every person not just as an opportunity, but as a dollar sign that's going to pay your bills. It's going to get you what you want in life.
It's all about the Benjamins, baby.
Exactly.
Making your money. Getting you some. So now, if people want to get a hold of you, ask about training. Besides the social media links that I will drop below this video in the description, what's the best way you think that people could get a hold of you to talk sales or other areas similar to this?
Yeah, so I've actually gone into business with you and our brother Zach at kirkbranding.com. So we specialize in social media marketing, branding, advertising, and in my case, your sales team. So you can go ahead and reach me at kirkbranding.com. You can hit us up on Instagram at kirk_branding or on Facebook at just straight up Kirk Brothers. So that's really the best way to hit me up.
Personal messages are also everything's going to be linked below as far as reaching out to Adam. I'll link his channel as well. He has a channel called Pitch Practice where he talks sales, which is a great platform.
Practicing your pitch, really.
Yeah, definitely. So big shout out to Adam. I'm not sure if we stayed under 10 minutes. We probably didn't, but after all this is said and done, I do appreciate you taking the time with me to sit down, even though we live together, to actually do an interview with me, and this is awesome. So if you guys haven't already checked out that last video on what I think is great as far as raw content, raw footage, we've talked about Grant Cardone. I also talked about Ty Lopez and Gary Vaynerchuk. Check out that video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.